Unfortunately, Mary Haverstick's mesmerizing A Woman I Know, Female Spies, Double Identities, and a New Story of the Kennedy Assassination was overshadowed on its release in the fall of 2023 by the competing memoir from former Secret Service agent Paul Landis, The Final Witness. And that's a shame, because A Woman I Know is required reading not only for those within the JFK research community, but also for the intellectually curious who care about our fading past as a country, and for anyone who simply desires spending time with well-written nonfiction prose. Mary Haverstick did not embark on her decade-plus journey to tell the story of aviatrix phenom Jerrie Cobb by intending to write a story about the assassination. She knew next to nothing at first about what the book became. A story of spies, their codes, their alter egos, culminating in Dealey Plaza on November 22nd, 1963. And it is that refreshing perspective that first hooks us into what she is compelled to share. Haverstick is a born storyteller. She is an independent filmmaker based in Pennsylvania who wanted to tell Cobb's story as an aviation pioneer as a narrative feature film, something not unlike the 2016 Oscar-nominated hit Hidden Figures. Cobb nearly became the first woman in space decades before Sally Ride, and an aged Cobb cooperated with Haverstick on supporting the filmmaker's plan to bring Cobb's story to the screen. Their friendship, a cat-and-mouse game with sometimes frightening moments, is the emotional core of the book, and continues even after Haverstick suspects not all is what appears to be when it comes to Jerrie Cobb. After strange encounters with a high-ranking woman from the Department of Defense who went so far as to warn Haverstick about the film project, Haverstick informally looked into any possible ties between Jerrie Cobb and the CIA. The more Haverstick Googled, the more shadowy light flickered from a wilderness of mirrors. The names June Cobb, Fidel Castro, William King Harvey, Lee Harvey Oswald, and a highly mysterious intelligence operative whose monikers enshrined in assassination lore. QJWIN. But before jumping into all that jargon, it should be mentioned that this is a story by a woman about women. This puts characters like Sylvia Duran, Ruth Payne, Marilyn Moret, and Judith Campbell in new light. Haverstick joins the litany of women investigators: Dorothy Kilgallen, Sylvia Mayer, Mary Farrell, Mae Russell, Joan Mellon, Lisa Pease, Leslie Sharp, Elizabeth Gould, host of others. Not to mention all of the archivists and librarians the world over. The female voice is integral to the narrative of A Woman I Know. It enabled Haverstick to develop a relationship with Jerrie Cobb in the first place. And through this point of view, we see how integral women are in the JFK case. And Haverstick wonders if someone like an Elena Garro de Paz, who claimed to witness Oswald in Mexico City in the company of others, not the lone wolf, as the Warren Commission would paint him, would not have been so disregarded because of her gender. Garro's treatment during the HSCA investigation, as detailed by Haverstick, is particularly crushing. And the most integral of all is the one capable of disappearing behind identities, countries, codenames, and cover stories: Jerrie Cobb, or shall we call her June Cobb. June, the CIA agent who, like Jerrie, like David Ferrie, like Lee Oswald, was a Civil Air Patrol veteran, and, like Lee Oswald, entangled herself within the Fair Play for Cuba Committee, and who, like Jerrie, was an Oklahoman native. Haverstick lays out remarkable timelines arguing that the two Cobbs were the same person. Only reading the book will do justice to what Haverstick implies through documents, timelines, checklists, phone logs, skin markings, and above all, what Jerrie tells Haverstick, and what she does not. It is an explosive book, painstakingly researched with implications that incite rage at our nation's intelligence apparatus, its fixation on Cuba, and its tragic tendency to resort to assassination to achieve its clandestine goals. Haverstick does not necessarily exonerate Oswald. However, in the murders of the president and officer Tippit, she does argue, though, that QJWIN not only positions Oswald as the fall guy, but that QJWIN, alias June Cobb, alias Jerrie Cobb, participated in the killing at Dealey Plaza in the form of the mysterious Babushka Lady, positioned 33 feet from President Kennedy when the fatal shot struck him in the head. Haverstick spends the last of the book on this supposition and carefully lays out her argument. It is not a haphazard proposition. She posits the babushka lady fired upon the president from a weapon concealed in her camera. This may seem outrageous and is certainly the bulk of the talk of the book online, but it's really the logical conclusion to the high strangeness and idiosyncrasies that precede everything leading up to it. After all, Jerrie Cobb was in Dallas on the day, which she admits. June Cobb was in Mexico City when Oswald was purportedly there, and QJWIN was working under the CIA's William King Harvey at Division D. Haverstick makes mention throughout of Harvey's The Magic Button, which Haverstick describes as a pistol-like contraption with a triggering mechanism shooting something forward. Was this the weapon the babushka lady, QJWIN, June Cobb, Jerrie Cobb fired at the exact moment the president's head exploded? And is there any significance to Lee and Marina Oswald naming their first daughter June? It's a question Mary Haverstick admits will forever haunt her.